Huh? You think you're so fucking tough? You talk a lot of big game for someone with such a small truck.
Alright, what's going on, guys? LoganJYA here, and first, before we start this deck profile of Undefeated going second Zoodiac by ChaosLord, we're going to take a look at a replay of the finals of this particular GG4Free tournament. This matchup is Dragon Link versus Zoodiac, so let's take a look. Man, ChaosLord opens up with an Ash on the Chaos space, but our man has a Rocket Tracer going for the Striker. Special summoning out the Rocket Tracer from hand that he added back. And unfortunately, after being spending a lot of cards on that Ash and ripping a card out of his opponent's hand, he was only able to make Boral Savage pass. Dryden Pop Effect baits the Boral, and then he summons Zeus. Zeus just sits on the field sitting pretty, waits for him to go to battle, and sends everything to the graveyard, allowing the opponent to play through his turn. He searches the Darkness Metal Dragon, special summoning it, bringing back the Tracer, going for the Romulus, summoning the Phalanx, Link Cross, summon 2 tokens, and after all these resources have been wasted, Zeus resolves, moving into Game 2. Game 2 starts off with Dragon Link going first. Our hero has opened up with 2 Drone Locks and an Infinite Impermanence. Is that going to be enough, though? Let's find out together. The man's got the Chaos, the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, the Spheres, the Link Cross, Boral Savage with Spheres, pass, bouncing the Whiptail, going for Brotar effect, adding Chaos Dragon, not gonna cut it. Game 3, Chaos chooses to go first in this particular situation, opening up with Strike, Imperm, Avarice, Ash, resolving Desires, drawing into tanky Imperm, getting himself a Ram. Very legit. Going for a 4-layer Dryden. Imperm on Dryden gets negated by Ram's effect because the opponent did not read Ram. Strike on the Striker, attacking into the Dryden with a boosted monster to kill it. Resolving to add back the Silver Rocket, but our hero has more Zeus. He attacks for 16, summons Zeus, passes turn, sends the whole field, but Dryden gets called by. What used to be a death sentence for the deck is no longer the case. Our man resolves the Pot of Avarice that he saw in his opening hand, drawing 2 more cards, and goes for the second Desires. Crazy. Drawing another Ash and a Thoroughblade, going in for 4,600. And then main phase 2, you already know our man summoning another Zeus. Look at all those hand traps this man had. He was ready to rock and roll. But now, that's enough with the replay. Let's get into the deck profile. What's going on, guys? LoganJYA here with ChaosLord, and we are going to go through his first place Zoodiac list from this past week's GG4Free. You know I'm super hyped to see a deck like this, because Zoo is one of my favorite decks of all time, and I'm so happy to see such a good friend do so well with it. Any quick shout-outs or thoughts about the deck before we get into it, bro?
I want to shout out my team, Chaos Overload. They helped me test the deck a lot. Especially to young Greg, he basically talked me through the Dragon Link match. Not during the match, he told me like, hey, you nip here, you imperm this and all the other stuff before the match. He just helped me a lot.
Yeah, and Dragon Link was pretty well represented at this tournament, that's for sure. Alright, well without further ado, let's get into the deck list. Starting things off, we've got double of the Master of Beast Alpha, Zoo King, whatever you want to call it. Triple Ash Blossom, of course we got 2 art, and then 1 of the other art. 1 Pankratops, triple Veiler, triple Nibiru, triple Ram, 1 Ratpier, triple Thoroughblade, and then triple Whiptail. Obviously we're playing the maxed out Zoo lineup. The hand traps look pretty legit. What did you think of the Zoo King? Were you happy with it?
Dude, that card's busted. It really is. I am almost positive that card won me at least 7 games.
Wow! God damn. And then obviously the Veiler is pretty important too. I have an affinity for Veiler right now. Veiler's pretty tight, but it also has some synergy with something we got down below. Let's move on to the Spell and Trap lineup. We got 2 Cosmics in the main, triple Tanky, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Reborn, 2 Avarice, triple Desires, and then of course the 1 Zoodiac Bayraj. So you decided to main deck the Cosmics. Were you happy with this decision?
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure round 1 I faced Mixbot, now I just blew him out of the water.
Yeah. And then follow-up question, we got 2 Avarice and triple Desires. Were you happy with this ratio? Would you ever see yourself switching them, or maybe maxing out Avarice? What do you think?
Actually, Avarice kind of tricked, honestly, because, like, it's weird, because every time I resolved Desires, I drew Avarice. Every time. Which is great for going, like, the Mega Co-ops play, or, you know, you have five Zoos in the graveyard or whatever, but, like, it never failed. Every time I activate Desires, I drew Avarice. I'm like, I am either really good with this thing or really bad. No in between.
I mean, that makes sense. I've always noticed that it... In fact, in one of my more recent builds, when I was playing Zoodiac Dogmatica, I cut the Avarice, and... I cut the Desires, and then I tried cutting the Avarice, and I just switch in between them. And I can never find room for both of them at the same time, and it was really depressing.
No, but Avarice did win me a lot of games, especially in the finals.
I mean, it gives you that longevity. That's what's really important. And then it's also a sack. It's a straight sack sometimes.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
All right, let's move into the trap lineup. Triple Imperm, triple Solemn Strike. I wanted to ask, main decking the Strike, would you rather play Judgment, or were you happy with the Strike? Was this the correct call?
I was really happy with Strike, because I was facing, I think it was Dragon Link round 3 or 4. And I made Zeus, and I just passed on Zeus. And then he went straight to Battle Phase to try to beat over my Zeus. I went Zeus. He went Savage. I'm like, Strike. He's like, huh. Guess I'll lose then. Okay then.
That'll do it. Dude, Zeus is so tight, but we'll talk about him in a minute. Let's slide into the side deck real quick. We got triple Lancia, triple Droll Lockbird, triple Lightning Storm, triple Evenly Matched, and triple Judgment. Now, the first thing I want to say is that I'm so happy that you chose the most high-impact cards for your side deck.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, dude, all of this makes a lot of sense. Lancia is one of the best hand traps you could ever possibly play against Dinos, against Orcus, decent against Dragon Link. It's really strong. Droll and Lock, same thing. It's just a win con against certain decks. I feel like all your side deck choices were win cons for certain matchups, and that makes me happy to see it. But the one thing that I noticed that's missing, and that I had to ask if you missed it, is Dark Ruler no more. Do you wish that you found room for Dark Ruler?
You don't need it, because Zeus is just a bit... Zeus, in my opinion, is a better Dark Ruler no more.
Interesting. Okay, but the problem is, I guess that's true, because you can just slap more shit on top, and then you'll be alright. But I find that Dark Ruler no more and Zeus, just as a combo on its own, is pretty dirty. But hey man, you're the one who topped. I respect the decision. Now, I'll tell you this much, when I play the deck tomorrow, I'm probably going to try and find some room for some Dark Ruler no more, but that's just me.
I mean, if you found room for it and it does well, tell me about it, and I'll probably bring it to the next GG4Free, and I'll swap that one too. So.
Fair. All right. So side deck really strong. I'm super happy with that. Let's move into the extra deck. Double Zeus, 1 Vespanado, the greatest card in my extra deck, 2 Borabao, 2 Chakanine, 1 Dryden, 1 Hammerdong, double Mortar. For the Exceeds, and then moving into the Link monsters, this is where it gets cool, guys. We got the Access Code Talker, the Halki Fibrax, the Selene, and, of course, the Megaclops. I love to see that you're playing the Selene Access Code package. I want to ask you, how often did that come up? And were you really happy to be playing it, or were you like, I could have used those slots better? So
in testing, it never came up. But in the tournament, it came up almost every game.
Wow. Okay. All right. And then the other option is 2 Zeus. Do you think 2 Zeus is mandatory?
Yes.
All right. Pretty easy answer to an easy question. All right, guys.
I really think, like, any less is just... Well, I mean, if they find a way to out your first Zeus, then you don't have any, like, counterplay or, like, backup play. Unless you draw the Avarice. But, like, even then, like, I mean, in the finals, I just made 2 Zeus just for flex.
Yeah, and you don't want it to become Avarice or Bust, so I think 2 Zeus is
pretty exactly.
Safe. Alright, guys, that's all I got. Any closing thoughts, Chaos?
The deck did awesome, and hopefully I'll be back next week.
Awesome, brother. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Don't forget to hit a like and drop a comment down below and subscribe if you're not already. LoganJYA signing off. Have a great day.
Every night I will save your life, and every night I will be with you. 'Cause every night I still lay awake and I dream of an absolution.